On this playlist on our YouTube channel, we talk about a lot of the mental and psychological aspects. Start again. In this playlist on our YouTube channel, we talk about the mental and psychological aspects of fitness and how they basically affect the things we do. And today I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about attitude and I'm going to talk about mindset. Now, essentially, mindset is how you think about these things and attitude is how you do them. And I'm sort of kind of painting a very broad definition of these two words, but in terms of fitness, this is how we apply them. Why would our attitude and mindset affect what we do? Well, for this, there's a new study based on Navy SEALs, which I'm going to link to in the resource box and would love for you to guys see it, which shows that Navy SEALs, when they go through Hell Week, where about 75% of them get thrown out because they either quit or they can't continue, or their performance is so poor that, they just can't go on. The 25% that survive and go through it physically are marginally better than the ones that get cut off. And this had their researchers wondering, why is this happening? What is the difference? Because in terms of physicality, what the person is like on paper, what the person appears to be visually, their capability in terms of fitness isn't that different from those that make it to those who don't make it. And what they saw in that study is that essentially the Navy SEALs that go through that really rigorous training succeed because of the way they think, which then affects what they do. So how do they think? Well, here's what it is. The ones that get cut off think, oh my God, this is a really grueling session. It's killing me, it's exhausting me. It's as close to a near-death experience as I'm possibly going to get, and they don't make it. They get cut off because their performance suffers. And the ones who get through are undergoing the same experience. They're experiencing the same amount of difficulty, the same amount of pain, the same amount of physical suffering. And this is what they tell themselves. Wow, this is so difficult and it's making me stronger. It's a fine difference, a fine flip of perception. It goes perhaps back to that saying that what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. It's a bit extreme. They are Navy SEALs. I'm not sort of advocating that we should go through the same thing. But what I am saying is that when you're undergoing something difficult, when you're running, for example, and you have to get home now, and it's like you've run a kilometer or 2 or 3, and now you need to return, and it's difficult and it's hard, and you feel like quitting. If you flip it in your head, how you see it, it will change how your body performs. And that's the amazing thing. So essentially, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to fitness, the way we approach it, the way we think about it, the way we think about what it gives us is really, really important. And when it comes to planning, for instance, that perception is key to success. I know I haven't given you anything very specific. I was fascinated by that study, which is why I'm sharing this with you. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to me because I've seen performers at a high level who, on paper, they were really good. In practice, they're really good. And when we got onto the competition stage, they weren't because they couldn't take the pressure. And it wasn't about them mentally not being able to take the pressure or being afraid, because there's zero at the time, it's very controlled competitions. It was semi-contact. There was zero chance of you getting hurt physically. But where they were losing it, I now know, was in how they saw it in their head. So I want you to think about this when you're exercising. I want you to think about this when you're actually feeling tired and you think you can't do something. I want you to think about this when you think, I can only do 5 push-ups, for instance, and I can't get to 10. I gave you an example. Think about it. Think about how you can use these little mental tricks, this knowledge we now have about how the brain works in relation to exercise, to help you become fitter, stronger, and more than that, psychologically more resilient. Complete package. Take care of yourselves. See you all next time.